Well, let's talk about this knife. This Terrain 365, okay, Invictus AT Black G10, and it's got a special kind of steel, Terravantium, and it's a dendritic cobalt. So it's not even magnetic. How weird is that? I mean, there's nothing. Not even the thumb studs are going to respond. Have we got anything in here that's there is nothing magnetic on this, which means probably these screws are titanium. So is the backspacer. Gosh dang, I think this is the first knife where I couldn't pick up. I mean, not even the pivot, folks. Nothing. Wow. Okay. And then this is the glow-in-the-dark inserts in here, which I haven't tried out really. This came in for one of my knife sales from a guy. And so, did it go on the knife sale? No. Why? Because I'm a thief. That's why. I'm a thief. And so I took this off and called it sold and paid him. I said, dude, I have not had one of these on my channel, so I can't let this opportunity pass me by. You know, I've seen these on, ProTech makes one. This is a Prometheus Werx design, okay? But ProTech makes an automatic. And I would love to have the automatic, but nobody will sell me one because there are evil people out there that are hogging up all the automatics. So, yes, I would like to have one. And this is unfortunately not totally my cup of tea, and it's because I'm a freak, right? Because I just don't like the half and half stuff. I mean, if this was all G10 with a liner lock, I'd keep it, damn it. And if this was all titanium, then I'd keep it. But I just don't like these half and half knives. I'm sorry. Just black G10 and then it's something else when you flip it over. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, I'm not going to knock it for anything but that because I love the design. I think it's great. It's got some jimping up on top of here. It's not very aggressive, so I don't know how much good it's going to do you. You can choke up on this blade like this, and it's no fainting flower as far as the tip goes because of that swedge they got going through there. Yeah, hold on. Let me throw this tape on here. I don't think I've ever put a tape on it. Okay, it's 3.5. Be nice if it was 3 3/4, but okay, and it's just a skash over 8, maybe 8 1/8, and then 20.5 centimeters. So, okay, it's not that huge. That's kind of strange. It seems bigger than that when you get it in your hand. Oh, by the way, let's check this out. A couple of things like blade stock and handle width. 3.6 millimeter, 0.14. Okay, that's reasonable, and right at a 1/2 inch at 12.6 millimeters. So, G10 gives you some grippy grip that you don't get with this titanium, especially if it's not textured titanium. So I could have lived with G10 on both sides, actually. I could have lived with titanium on both sides and a steel liner lock. Or, you know what? Another thing, since they make an automatic, would have been a button lock edition, right? Not an automatic, but a manual button lock. That'd have been cuckoo crazy. Kind of like they did on this, Isn't that nice? That Swags knife by Kaiser. But, I mean, just a button lock. You could have done that. That'd have been nice. So, okay, let's weigh it up. I mean, it is what it is, folks. So, but I think there's a lot of people really like this design and really like this knife. And they weren't giving them away back in the day, were they? They've been out of stock for a while. Not bad, 4 ounces. I'm kind of surprised it's not heavier than that. So 116.6 grams. Well, it's pretty light. Let me see where my balance point is. Right there. Ergos. This is pretty good here because they didn't extend this choil too far. So it just fits my finger and everything else is really neutral here. So this, And just another thing, you know, look at how they rounded this around. I mean, this is just really simple. Kind of strikes me almost as a Laconico type design in the fact that he does, you know, less is more. You know, very simple designs, but they really flow and they look good. And look at this backspacer. It just goes for a mile. How does this thing just barely kick 4 ounces and you have a backspacer that long? And then you got a little place for a lanyard. The pocket clip is, of course, right hand only. Sorry about that. You can see where they milled it in there. But there's no screw there interfering with anything because that's coming from the inside, obviously. We will disassemble this now that it's mine. Knock, knock, knock. And fairly deep carry on that pocket clip, too. So it sits nice. I mean, I've carried this now. Since I stole it, I carried this, yeah, pretty frequently. So yeah, it's kind of hard not to. Crap, you know, you know, I'm really getting to like this knife too. And okay, now this was pre-owned, so how much was it used? I don't know. But yeah, it's shaved paper. Let's try another corner here that hasn't been molested. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's pretty good to go. It's a factory edge. It's, you know, not hair popping or anything, but it's pretty good. Now, the interesting thing is this, is the steel on it. So I'll put the link to this, you know, Terrain 365, and then they talk about the dendritic cobalt. Like, what is it? You know, well, it's not going to rust because it ain't got no carbon in it because it ain't steel or it's not ferrous, right? So flip the next page. Come on, baby, move it. And pause and read dendritic cobalt, non-ferrous, non-magnetic, alloy, blah, blah, blah. A lot of carbide crystals in there, so that'll do some cutting for you. And yeah, it's their proprietary name for the kind of dendritic cobalt that they use. But yeah, you can go to their site, look at their stuff. I don't know, I just never was really, but they were $379 in the day, so they were under $400. I don't know if that's crazy money or not. I think that's kind of an individual thing. I can see it. I mean, I've seen so many things now hitting $400+ as far as production knives that I don't know that 375 is getting too greedy. No. So a couple of things that I didn't cover early in my video was there's your lockup. And that's 35%, and that's pretty hardy. It's easy to disengage the lock bar, and I'm not getting any stick or anything, and so we'll take it apart. We'll see. I'm not sure that it has an insert in there. We'll find out more. There's no blade play, lock rock. It's centered up right nicely, actually. Blade to handle length is all you want, and the design flow is just excellent. So let's take it apart, see what the hell. Well, this is not spinning, thank God, because there's no access there if it was. So we were saved from disaster there. And that's because we got a D-shaped pivot. Amen, brother. Thank you so much. Now, here's the other thing, though. The screws don't show on this side, do they? So we're going to have to pop it off from this side. Okay, and those definitely look like number 6s. So here we go to number 6 land. I'm not big on this size screw because I keep having to replace my actual bits because they can get twisted and worn. Okay, ooh, that's a long one, but they're going all the way through, so that's why. That one's a long one too. Same size, look to be. Now, flip it back. We're going to pull everything apart, right? And so they've weight relieved on the inside of here, and that's the lock bar side. Did I just drop a washer? because there's not a washer in here. So there's got to be a washer around here. Okay, they put one in here because, of course, you got G10 there. And wow, you know what? That doesn't even... No, that's not a steel washer. So pop it out, and here we go. So, wow, what is that? That's strange. I guess it's titanium. That'd be my best guess, which means that they never put one in here either. They kept it as titanium, because I don't have a washer. Here's the blade. So that's okay. I mean, it's got a little bit of stuff on it here. And that backspacer, check that out. Yeah, it's not real deep though, but it's long. But yeah, we got a nice little D-shaped area there. Let's go in from the front. And we're going to throw the show side together. And there's, yeah, it's good. It's all good. Let's roll this around. And yeah, it'll face the back like that. So, and then these are ceramic bearings. They're nice. They're good. And kick it on with some light lube. Kick the blade on. And of course, all the screws are coming through from the front, and we probably, you know, need to include them in the package here. That we could just roll the, well, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, just looking at this going, I usually don't put screws through here like this, but they're all coming from the front, so I need to. Okay, just get yourself right there. Okay, now we're good. And now we need to put the bearings on. And it's not difficult to reassemble. It's just a little different than many other knives. And this is it, right? Okay, so we pop that on, and we should be good to go. As long as we can sit down on that D, and I think we did. So now, let's put this in here and lock the pivot down at least with my number 8 over here. Come on. Okay. I don't want to get too brutal on that. And then these screws are from the front. So, yeah, it's a really clean look from the back. I don't know, maybe it should have come from the back to go to the front. Come on, I know you're going to be there. Okay, there you are. Okay. But that might have been interesting, especially if you had a full titanium model, you know, then leave the front clean and put them in the back, because you're taking this out from the back too. No point in cleaning this up. Make this titanium, have this clean, and then and since this is clean anyhow, there's no entry, make all the entries, you know, on the back. Just a thought. Now, so it drops pretty nice. Now, I wonder if I got this as tight as I need to. Okay, it's centered. There's no blade play. Ooh, this thing's a lot more droppy than it was when I got it. Yeah, I probably didn't over tighten the pivot, but if there's no play and it's centered and the drop's really nice, now maybe it's too guillotine for you, so you could always put a little bit more oomph on that pivot, but I think this is pretty, it's fidget friendly, but it's not a flipper, you know, so I'm always worried, I guess it's not gonna hurt me. So, you know, you got to get used to these different knives, but this one is going to be really fidget friendly. Nice. That's a good one all the way around, isn't it? I mean, it's just hard to knock it. It really is. It's not made for being the most slicey or this or that, but it's probably a good utilitarian knife. And plus, at 300 bucks, this may be a lot of show and not really a heavy user all the time. I got users, but this would be more, you know, if it's in my pocket, I'm going to use it if I need to use it. But otherwise, picking from my litter of rotations, I'll grab a budget blade to do some of the hard, thankless work around here. Nice. So back with the Terrain 365 Invictus. Ooh, she's nice. Yeah. And I may guess that's one perk of doing table sales, you know, monthly or sometimes twice a month. I'll get all these knives coming in, and a lot of them are ones I've never put in my hand. It's just amazing how many reviews I've done and how many knives I've looked at online and have passed through my hands, and so many I've never put on my channel. It just blows my mind sometimes. There's just so much out there, and one guy was saying it's the golden age of knives, and you know what? I'm not going to disagree with you. I think it really is. There's so many players, but there's so many cool looking designs. The craftsmanship is really good, and with automation, the prices are not that ridiculous. And I'm going to let you go and sub to my channel if you would be so kind, because we do love them knives. So you guys stay sharp.